just got to execute early on, find a rhythm of the game, and then go finish in the fourth quarter.
The whole season on the line for the Buckeyes. Nobody giving the Wolverines a chance to win this game. Howard in trouble! Incomplete! Ohio State turns it over on downs. And the Michigan Wolverines will shock the college football world. And now there's some skirmishes going on the field.
You got to fight Ryan Day.
If there wasn't a 12-team playoff, Ryan Day would be...
I think he would be fired.
Is Ryan Day the guy for this job?
Can he and the football team bounce back?
Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first.
They cracked his helmet with such a big hit. Look at that.
Touchdown end zone. Henderson breaks free. House call for Ohio State. The Buckeyes can begin planning for Pasadena. There is Smith rolling free. Breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly. Caught in stride. Abuka touchdown. Buckeyes on fire. Smith is wide open. It's a Crimson avalanche here in Pasadena. Travian Henderson gets momentum back for Ohio State. Sawyer knocked it out and picks it up. Ohio State scoop and score. Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. And Smith, he's got it. And Ohio State is going to walk out of Atlanta national champions.
The story gets to get told now, and it's a great story about a bunch of guys who have just overcome some really tough situations. There's a lot of people that counted us out, and we just kept swinging and kept fighting. It's the reason why you get into coaching, is to see guys overcome things, learn life lessons, and then reach their dreams.
College football national champion Coach Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
The time is here. The game is upon us. It is late November once more. It's hard to believe another year has passed. And it's Ohio State, Michigan time. The number 15 Michigan Wolverines, 9-2, 7-1 in conference, will be hosting the number 1 undefeated Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big House at high noon on Saturday. College game day is going to be present. Big noon kickoff is going to be present. And I'm sure even BTN tailgate is going to be there as well for the trifecta. The story going in, as we all know, man, Ryan Day. Can he get the freaking monkey off his back? He got the title off his back. He does look like a different man. We've addressed this in plenty of videos and shorts and live streams. We're not going to give a prediction yet here at the jump, obviously. But that's the storyline. The number 1 storyline heading into this week's contest in Ann Arbor. How is your confidence level feeling on a Tuesday here as we're 4 days away from toe meeting leather?
I'm feeling great about the game. You know, as I've been preaching pretty much this whole season, ever since they won the national championship, that Ryan Day is a completely different coach, and that national championship, that playoff run, was a complete reset for Ryan Day as a head coach, as this program, and there's just a new feel for the Ohio State Buckeyes, especially Ryan Day, and that is calm, cool, collective, confident, hungry, you name it. Anything that has to do with determined, that's the Ohio State Buckeyes.
He does look like a different man. I remember you saying in a before we went live, or on Sunday, I think it was, for a video recording, I'm gonna look in Ryan Day's eyes, because they will be showing him, and see what that look tells me. What do you want to see from Ryan when they show him pregame?
Yeah, you know, it's the look that I've seen this whole entire season, where they show him just calm, not all puckered up. And you know, if you go watch the documentary on Amazon about the
Redemption
run, called Redemption, they show his face before the Michigan game, and he looks like he's seen a ghost and extremely nervous and puckered up. And I even paused the TV in the when it was the third quarter, when they showed his face. I'm like, there's that look again. We're not winning this game. And honestly, it's all going to come down to Ryan Day, because let's be honest, Michigan has lived rent-free in his head since that 2021 loss. You know, then we
Yep.
saw in 2022 tried to prove to be the tougher team. Brand chip train them up the middle several times. Don't know why. And then 2023, you know, had an opportunity to get points before halftime, settled for a field goal, missed that field goal, and just again got all caught up in his head. And then 2024, what else is there to say? Completely blew it. Just the mental edge was just not there for Ryan Day. But I think we're just going to see a different head coach in this Michigan game. I mean, we again, like, they give him the nickname Cocaine Dave for a reason. That dude has bags under his eyes. He's been in the lab cooking up just schemes, master plans this entire season. And
Yeah.
I don't see him making the same mistakes he's had in the past. If you look at Ryan Day, his growth as a head coach from the time he got the job till now, it's a
Yeah.
complete 180 in terms of, you know, calm, cool, collectedness,
Oh, yeah.
and just game management.
You know what's interesting? I want to hit on what you just spoke about there at the tail end. I was talking with my buddy who I live with, and we were talking about Sharon Moore last night and saying how he is so just laissez-faire on the sidelines, Brady Hoke-esque. He never shows emotion, you know. And Michigan fans are getting ticked off at him for that. He's not alone in feeling that way. Many Michigan fans feel like they're watching a redacted version of Brady Hoke here, and you know, because he doesn't say anything in the headset. And then on the flip side, Day early on in his career, I would argue, was overly emotional, too emotional, getting in on the hive and getting pushed around by his players. Like that's getting a little too hyped up, if you ask me.
I remember that. That was before the game in 2023. And you
It
know,
was.
another fact that you can look at is I think Ryan Day has just completely stayed off of social media. Because remember, in 2023, after the Notre Dame game, he called out Lou Holtz on national television, which means he must have been watching TV or been on Twitter or any type of social media where it showed Lou Holtz talking about how Ohio State was not a tough team. So that's just, I think Day's at a point where just like, I had a great run in the playoffs. I won the national championship. You can't tell me anything. And now it's time to get this Michigan monkey off my back.
Yeah, I'm fully with you, man. I would agree. I would argue he was even potentially insecure
Yeah.
before winning the title last season. Am I wrong in saying that? Football wise.
I would say he was insecure. I mean, especially after that 2023 Notre Dame game. Again, like you have no business calling out an old man on national. We're talking about Lou Holtz, dude. He's probably sleeping right now. He's probably in bed right now, going to sleep.
Shots fired, but probably accurate. After some applesauce or hot tea or something.
Some tapioca.
Anyway, yeah, some tapioca pudding. That was perfect. Oh, that's what I was reaching for. Yeah, I agree, man. He definitely read the press clippings. He definitely watched clips of teams, of coaches and players and fan reactions undermining his team and his team's toughness. How many times did we hear the motherfucking word tough last year during press conferences, bro?
Too much, man. It's just like, why do you have to preach about, like, if you know your team is tough, you're not gonna have to say it over and over and over again. Like, it's just trying to prove a point that he just doesn't have to prove. And again, like, if he just realizes that Ohio State is tough in their own unique way,
Yep.
which means he plays to his players' strengths in terms of offense, not trying to run down the middle, trying to get by 2 top 15 picks, aka Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant.
Yep.
Like, that's literally what I've been waiting for to see from him in this game. He proved, he proved in the playoffs. He played to his players' strengths, and they just blew the doors off of pretty much everybody.
Sure did.
And I mean everybody.
Yep.
And that's what I'm waiting for in this game. Just, I mean, man, especially after how Michigan came into the shoe last season, playing the flag, there was a brawl and everything.
Took our
You
lunch.
know, man, what I'm thinking about is people are making fun of him for just standing there, but he's taking it in, dude. Like, never again. Enough is enough. And you read an excerpt from Buckeye Brotherhood, the book. I mean, you get on Amazon. Really good read. It talks about days after the Michigan game. His wife talks about him getting literally 0 to like no sleep at all, just game planning because it's just like he's had that look in his eye.
You
after
see
that
it.
mission. Yeah, you see it, man.
You see it right
Again,
now,
like,
leading up to this week's
yeah.
game. His bags are heavy under his
Yeah.
eyes, man, and dark. That
Yeah.
brother, whew, he's putting it all in. This is an all-in game, man. I want to say this, man. Day had his press conference today, and we got an interesting quote out of it. Fun is kicking ass. What are your thoughts on that? That's not the full quote. Ryan Day perhaps giving a little bit of bulletin board material, but do you like the confidence, or do you think he should reel it back? Because I phrase it that way because of this. In that meeting, his players ripped him apart for not having confidence to execute the game plan that they knew would win the game. They see the lack of confidence. They saw it all last week leading up to the game, and they called him out for it in the players-only meeting. Do you like the confidence of that quote, or should Ryan Day have kept his mouth shut?
Here's the full quote. He says, "Fun is kicking ass. That's what we want to do on Saturday. We're preparing to do that, and that's it. The fun part is winning. We'll save the fun for being in the locker room and celebrating after the game." Now, I will say that's not the first time I heard the fun is kicking ass part, because he said that almost literally. I think he said that the Penn State game, the UCLA game. He said, "Fun is kicking ass. That's what we like to do on Saturdays." So no, this is just not something he's automatically came up with.
It's not a Michigan specific thing.
It's not a Michigan specific thing. It's been their motto pretty much all season. But I know. I mean, actually, you know what? I haven't seen it retweeted a lot and on X. So
even though that's what we've been doing to teams on the field, we've been kicking that booty.
but yeah, it's kind of like, I felt like in past press conferences, he just wasn't natural. It's like he's trying to like form this narrative about his team and not really like. Seems kind of like timid up there and nervous, and
he was trying to say the right things.
Yeah.
The things that Urban Meyer had talked to him about the game, the things that Jim Tressel and John Cooper have told him about the game. He was regurgitating what they have told him about the game and what he should say. It's interesting because this is a different Ryan Day. Having watched that press conference, I see the confidence, man. And it gives me a little spark.
And for all the Michigan fans who are just talking about the weather, it's going to be really cold. I guess you forgot the temperature of the playoff game on a Friday night in Columbus against Tennessee. It was literally a lot colder than what it's going to be.
18 degrees.
It was like 8. No, it was like 15. It was like 15 or so.
Yeah, you're right. It was somewhere around there.
The wind chill and everything, it made it feel a lot colder.
That was that polar vortex. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were still able to execute their game plan with perfection.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear about the cold. I don't want to hear it's just like go watch the tape again. Go watch the Tennessee game again. Even the Tennessee players were out there trying to, prove a point by warming up without their shirts on because they said they can't handle the cold. So I don't want to hear about how Ohio State players just can't handle the cold.
I've seen this every year since 2021 for Michigan fans on MGO Blog specifically. I'm sure it's on X or wherever you consume Michigan content or college football content, but I've literally seen them praying and hoping that the weather gods intervene to give them a better chance because they think our pass offense can't function well in cold weather or snow or wind. Wind, I'll give them a little bit there because
I was
we
about to
really
say that
struggled
win.
against Northwestern a couple of years. Everything else, it's not a factor. It's not a factor. Ohio State, Michigan has been played in this kind of weather for years and years and years. I know Ryan Day runs a very different style of offense than anybody in Ohio State history. But it's not dependent on it being warm and in a dome and perfect conditions and all these things lining up. And I think, you know what I think it is? I think one, it snowed heavily during the 2021 game, and that was when the streak was broken. And so now they associate that with our offense struggling.
Stroud still balled out, dude. Do people
Yeah.
understand that
Yeah.
that it was the defense that completely blew that game?
Yeah. Stroud had nearly 400 yards passing.
Yeah, it was not the offense. I mean, yeah, Stroud threw an interception, but by no imagination was it the offense. It was the defense who couldn't get stops. They got gashed by every single running back that was put on that field. They couldn't stop the pass. And Kerry Combs was the defensive coordinator. He had no business being the defensive coordinator at all. That was one of Ryan Day's worst promotions.
It was bad. It was a bad hire. Yeah, it was a bad hire for sure. Another factor of the game, man, that just came to light as you were speaking, came to my mind, field goal kicking. We've seen a lot of contests in Ohio State. Obviously, they're tight and they come down to the wire the majority of the time. We've seen the field goal kickers be the difference. Zavada was 2 for 2 last year. They won by 3. Fielding was 0 for 2 last year, or 1 for 3. I'm sorry. He was 1 for 3, and we lost. I'm not blaming him for the loss by any means, but one kick was very makeable. We saw it in 2016. It nearly cost us the contest as we missed 2 in regulation. And then we saw it in 2023, like you mentioned, right before halftime. A field goal that could have been a difference maker in that contest. So special teams has been a weakness under Ryan Day. Jaden Fielding is still our kicker. I know he made a quote in saying it would be a dream come true to kick a game winner versus the Wolverines. My heart hopes it doesn't have to come down to a game-winning field goal attempt by Jaden Fielding. If it's 45 and in, I trust him. If it's 45 and longer, I do not trust Jaden Fielding. He's made a couple of them this year, but my trust has not gone up in that, in his ability post 45, outside of 45. He just doesn't have a strong leg.
You know, this Ohio State team has had some heartbreaks with field goal kicking. You
know,
the most notable. I mean, yeah, last year as well in terms of the Michigan game, but 2022 Georgia game, Noah Ruggles just completely shanked it, hooked it all the way to the left, and just they didn't go to the national championship game. They would have been national champions had they gotten past Georgia. But you know what, man? Those are the times, Day is talking about his press conference as you have experiences, you deal with them, you learn from them. And I feel like this team has learned from him as well. Now, one thing I want to touch upon as well.
Yeah, go for it.
Remember when we were at that speaking engagement in Ohio to see Jim Tressel?
Yeah.
So he talked about how the 2001 team came together the night before heading into Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
And they pretty much said, enough is enough. We're going to restore order with the rivalry. We're tired of the heartache. We're tired of the talking. And it was a bunch of the upperclassmen as well. And Craig Krenzel got the start too. And that was
he was the backup that year.
Yeah, that was the emergence of Craig Krenzel. He had the starting job ever since. And
good memory.
He talked about how, the game was tight, and he went to his team, it was fourth one, and said, hey, if we don't get this, we don't deserve to win this game. Not only did they get it, they ran in for a touchdown. They went 30 yards to the house.
Jonathan Wells. Yep, all the way to the house.
Wait, Jonathan Wells?
Yeah, he was the running back in 01, yep.
Okay, yeah. And this team reminds me of that. It does. I feel like you have a lot of upperclassmen who have dealt with the pain of losing to Michigan over and over again, especially after last season. This team has been very businesslike. They've been humble. They've been hungry. And they've been chomping at the bit, waiting for the opportunity to start waiting in the rankings. And they finally got it. And, you heard Caden Curry after one of the games. I think it was Washington saying, "Hey, we're a bunch of nobody defensive linemen. We're just showing up every week to do our best." Then you have Caleb Downs saying, "Hey, we haven't won anything. We don't care about last year's banner. This team right here has not won one thing." So I have a feeling that they're going to come together. They're going to say enough is enough. Enough of them just completely tearing apart Coach Day.
Yeah.
They completely disrespected us last season. And just think about all the other seasons before, 2023, 2022, 2021. Just missed the playoffs, and just the streak continues. I just have a feeling they're going to come together and they're going to say, "No more. This is where we draw the line."
Buckeye fans want this for Day. His players want it for him, and the staff really wants it for him. I know his family does too, and that doesn't mean anything. I get it. But in a sense it does, because they put the work in the offseason to get the results they've been getting so far. 11-0. Honestly, spotless. Like, they've looked so good, man. They have exceeded my expectations, Ohio State has. Michigan, this is exactly the record that you and I predicted them to have coming into this game preseason. We both stated they'll be 9-2. We disagreed on who they might lose to, I think. I can't quite recall. But we both said they're going to be 9-2 more than likely entering the season, entering this finale. And I read a comment on 11 Warriors, and I want to read it here real quick, man. It really spoke to me.
I'm just going to say something real quick.
What's up?
Sorry, go on.
This is a little bit smack talky, but this commenter said it's time for OSU to do the NCAA's job and impose a playoff participation ban on the Wolverines. If the Michigan loses, absolutely eliminated from the playoffs, eliminated from Big Ten title contention, and they'll be playing in a meaningless bowl game, probably the Capital One Bowl. It's not called that anymore, but it's the ReliaQuest Bowl now. But meaningless, waste of time bowl game for everybody. Because let's be honest, if you're not in the playoffs now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You might have some sexy matchups like Alabama, Michigan, like we got last year in the ReliaQuest. Does not matter. It's an exhibition now. You missed it. You missed the boat. And Ohio State has a chance to shut them down, ruin their season, take everything from them, end the streak, and reclaim their rightful place in this rivalry. I don't know if they're going to do it, but my confidence has grown in the season as I watched Ohio State play.
Yeah, they have a chance to do to Michigan what Michigan has done to them in 2021. I mean, just the streak in general and all the smack talk, the disrespect. Again, like last season, planting the flag. But they have a chance to do to Michigan what they've done to Ohio State, which is keep them from the playoffs. I mean, Michigan loses for the second straight year. No Big Ten championship game, no playoffs, no shot at a natty, and they would have lost to Ohio State. So it's just like, what is the identity of Michigan football under Sharon Moore? But I don't want to talk about that now. We're not going to get ahead of ourselves. I'm not going to take this game for granted, especially after last season. I remember being on, Big Ten Team Rivalry, Cliff and Max show, and I said that, you just got to learn how to throw in the white towel, as in surrender. And that was pretty arrogant of me to say, because it completely backfired. So you can't take anything for granted, man. I mean, this is.
I talked my smack a lot last year. You actually checked me a couple times. You're like, you're not respecting the rivalry. I was like, I have no respect for this version of Michigan, or something along those lines. And look what happened, man. I had to eat some humble pie and some crow, some serious crow. And it taught me a lot. It taught me a lot. I did not think last year was possible. Truly didn't think it. Even Joel Klatt admitted on his podcast sometime this offseason, he was recounting that game. He said, I had no notes, nothing prepared for Michigan winning. And what I would say, how I would highlight that, there was nothing in my notes. I didn't even consider it a possibility.
You know, I was actually, you know, analyzing the game from a, you know, looking at the defense, the offense, the rushing defense and everything. I was looking at like they were lights out on defense those last couple weeks.
They were.
And you got to remember they had Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant on the defensive line, and
they were gelling.
They were able to take over games, and that's exactly what they did. So that was literally the only way that I saw Michigan winning was they capitalize with their two defensive linemen, wreak havoc, don't give Will Howard enough time, and completely be able to stuff the run. That's exactly what they did. But I mean, you also got to look at Day just completely blew it. And again, that's what we're going to be looking at this game. It's just,
the narrative.
They're putting together a game plan, but Day's got to stick to the game plan through and through. And that's another quote that I heard from this season. He said that, you know, because they asked him what's different this season than the other seasons. He said, I'm embracing whatever game plan we come in with, and we're going to go with it.
Yes. Good recall there. Yeah, you're right. I remember him saying that too. I don't remember at what point that was, but yes. What are some things Ohio State needs to do to win this football game? And then we'll go over the same with Michigan.
You know, here's one thing that, you know, I think good amount of Michigan fans are overlooking. You know, they're talking about their run game and their offensive line. I really don't think they're respecting this Ohio State defensive line enough. I've heard so many narratives. Well, they haven't played a good rush. They haven't played a rushing offense like us, or, you know, they haven't played a top offense. Anybody ranked in the top 50 in the last 5 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And just like, okay, besides that, Ohio State has the second ranked rush defense in the country, only giving up 80.1 yards per game. Now, I will say Michigan has a good chance on getting past the 80 mark, but let's not act like two backs are going to go 100 plus. Let's not act like, you know, Jordan Marshall's just automatically going to have 150 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm just recalling things that I saw on Twitter. Let's not act like these are going to happen. I just feel like the disrespect is there in terms of overlooking the Ohio State defensive line. Dude, Caden Curry, Caden McDonald, Kennedy Jackson, even Tywone Malone, and Edric Houston, and you know, Will Smith Jr. They've all, especially Caden McDonald, dude, been playing lights out.
Yep.
And Caden Curry and Kennedy Jackson. I just feel like they're not respecting them enough.
No, I see the disrespect on the Go blog also, bro. Regarding that, I see it. I've read it.
With the defensive line, what do they say?
I mean, I can't recall specific quotes, but what you highlighted, I was like, "Yep, I've seen that. I've seen that on MGO blog. They don't respect the talent level." Ohio State, for the first time in program history, 10 straight games hold an opponent under 100 yards rushing. That's unheard of, man. Ohio State has elite defenses. So that really tells you something, that it's never been done before at Ohio State. And they're going to be put to the test because Michigan's O-line in the run game, I would darn near say they're almost elite. If they're not elite, they're very good at the run game. They struggle mightily in pass protection, however.
Yeah. That's why I think they're gonna let their workhorse, aka Jordan Marshall, they're definitely gonna put him to work.
He's playing for sure, 100%, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he's
I
playing.
mean, that's not guaranteed, but everybody on Michigan that I read last night it is pretty much guaranteeing he's playing. And
Yeah.
I think it's the same for Jeremiah Smith too. I think he's 100% playing. There's no way he sits out. So
Yeah. I mean, other like Max Bredesen, I mean, he's
Yeah.
on day to day. I mean, I heard the X-rays weren't that good. And
dang,
you know, Ernest Hausman is day to day.
sure.
But other than that, I mean, Jordan Marshall's going to be playing, and you know what? I want both teams to be at full strength. I don't want there to be any excuses
No.
at all.
Nope.
No excuses at all. I want these teams at full strength.
Yeah. It'll be interesting, man. I know we've talked about this a lot. I'll keep going. My bad.
You know, another thing I feel like they're just completely just disrespecting is Ohio State's quarterback play this season. They're still not respecting saying that Bryce Underwood is better than Julian Sane.
Ooh,
Like,
God.
what?
What kind of
that
jackwagon idiot saying that?
the real number 4 resides in Ann Arbor. Like,
Dude.
I feel like it's just rivalry banner, but still, like,
Yeah, no, that is rivalry banner.
if you're trying to get rage bait, congratulations, you pissed off a good amount of the Buckeye faithful. Good
I
amount
do
of
give
fan
respect
base.
to Andrew Marsh. I think he
Yeah.
is a very good talent. He's
even called
having a
it the spring
remarkable
game.
season, but he's not on the same planet right now as Jeremiah Smith.
We called it at the spring game, man, that he would be the guy eventually.
Yep. He made some highlight reel catches and highlight reel plays. Yeah, it was interesting. And I said the same for Kuzdal. It looks like we're going to face him. We didn't think we would, but with Haynes out for the rest of the year, or at least, definitely this game, he's not playing for sure. It's going to be Marshall and Kuzdal. Can the O-line open enough holes against Styles and Reese? And can Bryce Underwood make some plays with his legs? Because I think he's going to struggle heavily versus the Buckeye secondary and against our linebackers throwing the football. I hope we can force into mistakes. I'm not going to predict any kind of interceptions or anything like that, but he has increased his completion percentage as the year has gone on. He was dead last for the first half of the season. Now he's up to 13th, which is still pretty awful. But
Yeah.
he's improved. He's improved.
Do you feel like the Ohio State's offensive line just completely is being disrespected, or is just the run game? Because I feel like they're elite in
run game.
pass protection.
The run game's being disrespected, and honestly, from my perspective, rightly so. Rightly so disrespected. They're just not great at it. It's not something we do well, except for last year in 2019 under Day. So that's a 33%, batting percentage on having an effective ground game and run game. Part of that was the running backs coach not getting elite talent. You know that. You talked about it, Trey Anum, Mayan Williams. Those are not Ohio State backs. I'm sorry. I'm thankful for the sacrifice that they made for our program. Those guys aren't Ohio State talent level guys. They're not.
Wait, let's be real. This is going to be a 30-point
30-point Buckeyes win. Oh goodness! What makes you so confident, Welch? If you're not a bot,
I love that confidence, man. I love that confidence, but I feel like the last like 2 years or so, it's been a real slugfest.
Sure.
All the way until the end.
Even under the Hoke years, man, this game is rarely a blowout.
Yeah. I think the blowouts have been. We've seen a couple blowouts during the Tressel years.
Yeah.
We've seen a couple blowouts in the Meyer years.
Yeah.
We saw the 1 year with Ryan Day being a blowout, but after that, man, I guess you can call it 2021, 2022 a bit like 20. It was a 20-point differential. So
I would call it 22. Absolutely. We got blown out 100%.
Yeah. And, but 23 and 24 have been a slugfest.
Yeah, for sure. I anticipate a close game, Rob. I don't know how you feel about it. We haven't talked about how we think this game is going to play out. And I don't know if you want to give your predictions tonight or not. We didn't go over that. I'm probably not going to, but if you want to, we'll absolutely go over it. I think this is going to be a sludge fest. I think Ohio State has the potential to get up early, and if they do, Michigan's not built to come back from that. But if they don't jump out to an early lead and put the pressure on it and get that Michigan crowd anxious and quiet, I think we're absolutely in for a dogfight again.
Yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. Or Ohio State could just do what they've been doing all season. Play lights out on defense,
Business.
get off the field on third down, give their offense more possessions. Their offense slows down the game, so Michigan can't slow down the game when they have the ball. And the thing is, Ohio State is capable on scoring every possession or at least get a field goal. But dude, this is the game where you can't score field goals. You gotta do the haymakers, the uppercuts, and just the lights out punches.
Go for the juggler, man.
Yes, go for the juggler. But I mean, if you think, because I hear a lot of Michigan fans talking about, well, if Michigan slows down the game, Ohio State has been slowing down the game as well. They're literally on pace to have one game less snaps on offense. They've been dominating the time possession in each and every single game. This is the best I've seen it. And it's just like, you're not seeing the 2021, 2022 offense because their defense is playing lights out. You don't need to score in a minute or 2 minutes when you have a defense like you have now. It's extremely this is complimentary football right here. Like,
spot on, Rob. Yeah, I'm with you, man. The Buckeyes are playing very complimentary football, and it's successful. We're letting our defense rest. We're having long drives and wearing out the opponent's defense, which I really hope we can do versus Michigan. Julian saying, like you mentioned, converting those third and shorts that like he's done all year in over 80% completion percentage. We can rely and depend on his arm. Now, one thing I want to see, and you've harped on it this season, Rob, is that red zone scoring. We need to punch it in the end zone. If we're settling for short field goals, my blood pressure is going to rise. I'll tell you.
I mean, that just matters. I mean, in terms of like, are they going to open up the playbook?
Yeah.
Has Hartline been calling specific special plays for this game? Are they going to be? I mean, dude, when you're at the goal line and it takes 3 tries to get in the end zone, 3 tries to get in the end zone, dude, that's just. I mean, that can't happen. That can't. I mean, Michigan, they have a good defensive line. I think they're top 20 rushing defense in the country.
Yeah.
They're top 20 rushing defense in the country.
Yep, they average just allowing a little bit. I think it's it's either 4.0 or 4.1 yards per carry. I read that stat late last night. Can't remember the exact stat, but it's very low. And they are good against the run. I don't expect to run the ball well, and I do expect, unfortunately, Michigan probably to outrush us.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't think those stats are going to matter. I don't think the rushing stats going to matter this game. That's if Ryan Day sticks to the game plan. I called it last season, but I did not anticipate Ryan Day completely throwing out the game plan. I called it last season, but we all know what happened. But this is the season where the rushing stat does not matter. Whoever wins this game is going to win this game. They are going to come out, play their playing styles in terms of what works for their team and their players to put them in the best position to win, and made the best team win in terms of coaching, execution, and who makes the least mistakes.
Going to Welch's comment here, a freshman quarterback can't do anything against Patricia's scheme. I'm sorry. I fully agree with you on that, man. With our experienced secondary, with Igbenos and Downs, Jeremy McLean, who's completely overlooked on this defense, he never gets talked about by anybody, which is a good thing for a safety. And then, of course, Matthews. And then, just a stacked secondary, man. We're so loaded. Devin Sanchez in the nickel as well. Just so much talent. And then, of course, go ahead.
Do you think Iggy's going to cover Marsh?
I don't think we're going to have one guy follow Marsh. I don't think he's worthy of that yet. Next year, I think he'll be worthy of that.
No, I meant like, of course. I mean, dude, I'm talking about our best cornerback.
Oh, yeah, Marsh. Of course he's going to match up with him. Why wouldn't he match up with him?
That's what I said. Do you think Iggy is going to be covering Marsh?
Yeah, not every play though. He's not going to follow him. He's not going to follow him. But yeah, of course they're going to match up multiple times for sure. It's definitely going to happen. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I mean, McCulley is so tall. He creates an advantage, but he's not great at those jump balls. Like, I would say he's 50-50 on coming down with those jump balls because, one, Bryce's accuracy isn't great, and two, I just don't think he's skilled at going up and getting it. Not like Jeremiah Smith, not like we see with Cardinal Tate, these circus catches. But what do you think Ohio State is going to do to limit Bryce Underwood's effectiveness? Because he's got the legs, although he doesn't have great speed. He's not a great scrambler, if I'm totally honest. He's not Terrell Pryor back there or any of Ohio State's greats in running the football. I just don't see any matchups that Michigan can exploit. Marsh will get a few catches here and there, yes, but Reese and Styles and Downs all spying on him. I don't see him being very effective on Saturday, and that's not me trying to sound arrogant and confident and overlooking his talent. Bryce is great, or at least he could be next year.
Yeah, they're gonna, dude, like they had all season. They're gonna have either Reese or Styles or Downs. Downs is definitely going to be roaming the line. I guarantee you Reese is going to be the spy. I think Reese and Styles are going to alternate, dude. They're the best linebacker duo in college football. I don't care what anyone says.
I'm with you 100%. How many times do you think we blitz Bryce? And does Caden Curry or Jackson get home? Because, as we mentioned earlier, their O-line is terrible at pass pro.
I will say that what I've noticed these last two games was, it took a while for them to get onto the quarterback. I don't know if you noticed that as well. Just the pass rush and the blitzing and the scheming has been a little chill lately, maybe because they feel like they don't have to really do much and show their hand even more. But, dude, I mean, we've seen all season. I mean, Patricia's last second changes, they've been extremely confusing for opposing quarterbacks. I mean, you got to be able to digest what's coming at you. And I mean, it could be a disguised blitz, as in, as we saw in the beginning of the season, Reese would act like he's dropping back into pass coverage, then blitz at the last second because the offensive lineman who's in pass protection takes on someone else. Like, oh, I don't have to pick up the linebacker now. It's like, oh, wait, now they're coming and it's too late.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to watch, man. Like you said, those last second switches, dropping back into coverage, sometimes bringing a delayed blitz have been elite all season. And not only that, but his halftime adjustments, man. We are so good defensively in the second half of games. It's absurd. It's absurd, man. We've only given up 9 touchdowns all season. Think about that. That's crazy, man. 9 for an entire season, 11 games so far, with 1 regular season game remaining. It's remarkable. They continue to amaze me, Rob.
Yeah.
Reese is probably my favorite player. I can't wait to watch him meet Bryce in the backfield and be sent on a blitz. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Man, I was thankful for having Cody Simon as the linebacker last season, but dude, Reese, man, it's so just feel deprived only getting to see him for 1 season, man. But you know what? It's been great to watch him just thrive, and he's gonna be top 15 pick, top 10 pick.
Yeah. He's 100% top 10. I would venture to say top 5, but I'm confident saying top 10.
I mean, it's just crazy, man. One of our best linebackers was on the bench last season.
Yeah. Yep.
And that kudos to James Laurinaitis' development of linebackers, dude.
Yep.
I mean, I think this is the best staff that Ryan Day has had. I think it's better. I think it's better than that 2019 staff. I really do.
Okay.
Really do.
You might be right, man. I mean, Laurinaitis, former player, Heartline, elite recruiter. Same with Laurinaitis. Tim Walton, the OG, elite recruiter and developer. I mean, we're just producing NFL products and talent at an elite level. We had 14 drafted last year, and we got several first rounders again this season, this coming draft.
Yeah, and the other thing is just like if you look at these coaches' resumes, Day has NFL experience.
Yep.
Bowen has NFL experience.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that. Yeah.
Let's see. Walden has NFL experience. Patricia has NFL experience.
Laurinaitis too. He coached
Yep.
with the Rams after he retired.
Laurinaitis has NFL experience. So it's just like you have. I mean, I think it's easy to say that, another reason why it took time to get things going with Day is that he's bringing in the right people. He's bringing in the right staff. I mean, this is an all-star lineup right here. And if you look at recruiting has picked up with Tyler Bowen. Recruiting has picked up at the linebacker position with James Laurinaitis.
Sure.
I mean, we're getting some great defensive backs with Tim Walden and Matt Guerrieri. Still getting wide receivers, quarterbacks as well. Would like to see a little bit of pickup in terms of running backs. Starting to get tight ends. This is literally a business, an NFL factory, just a very business-like staff. And they know how to connect with the players. You could tell the players love just being a part of the brotherhood, the culture that is the Ohio State University.
I look forward to that OG Walt video, spoken word. Excuse me,
What the heck just happened? Oh boy. I have no idea what's happened. Peter will come on, but man, the game is getting closer, and I could not be just more anxious for this anticipated matchup. A lot is on the line here for both teams. If Ohio State wins, they're in the Big Ten championship. Well, they get their gold pair of pants, Big Ten championship. And here he is. And they get to go on another playoff run. Michigan loses, they could say goodbye to, possibility of playing the Big Ten title game. Their playoff hopes are completely out the window, and they would have lost to Ohio State. So that's they would consider that season a complete failure. But go on with what you're saying, Peter.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the staff.
Yeah, it's amazing. I look forward to those OG Walt spoken word videos. As a creator myself and a writer of spoken words, man, you can tell how much he connects with the players. His players lean in and they love it. There's a lot of love on this team. And I'm reminded of this week of Woody's quotes, "You win with people. You win with people." And we see that at Ohio State. That you can take that in so many directions, but the way I take it is if you put people who are going to love each other and sacrifice for each other, both in the weight room, on the field, and in their personal life, you can do a lot of things really well, man, at least as a football team. And I'm encouraged by this staff and the love that they have for each other, the team, and the love they share and express to each other. They're a lot of fun to watch, man. And they enter as 11.5-point favorites right now. How do you feel about that? I think it's dropped to 9.5 now. If I'm not mistaken, Rob, you're more in tune with that than I am, but I think it's down to 9.5. How do you feel about that spread as we enter this contest?
I mean, 12.5 was a bit much. I mean, but 9.5, that sounds like more like it. But dude, again, this is gonna be slugfest, man. I think it's another 6-7 point game, if we're being honest.
So you're feeling the same way I am.
Yeah. Peter, I don't know if we're being modest just because of what has happened the last 4 years.
There's a part of that with me for sure.
There is, but dude, if Ryan Day just sticks to the game plan that I think he's gonna come up with, I think they cover the spread easily.
I'm not trying to talk smack when I say this. I've said this for weeks now. There's only one legitimate reason that Michigan has that could allow them to win this football game. And that's if they can run the ball down our throat. And I mean it like they've done in 22, like they did in 21 and 23. A little bit last year. It wasn't overwhelming. But if they can run that ball down our throats, which you mentioned it, 80 yards against contest, 10 straight opponents under 100 yards, first time in program history. If they can do that, they'll be in this thing. But other than that, there's not a single football logical reason that exists as to why Michigan should upset Ohio State in this contest. Maybe that's played in the big house. Maybe that's the only one I can give them. I can't come up with anything. I've tried for weeks. I can't come up with anything else.
Yeah, let's be honest. The you got to respect playing the big house. It's a tough environment. It's going to be really loud, and again, like it's all going to come down to what is the look on Ryan Day's face, and how does he approach this game? Does he embrace the game plan that he's been? Obviously, man, he's been working on. He's got those bags under his eyes. Cocaine Day has been up day and night, man.
Evil Ryan Day is at it. He's in the laboratory cooking up hopefully something good, man. Are you nervous? Because like I said last year, I wasn't nervous for the first time in my entire life the week of the game. Are you nervous this year? I am.
Dude, like you know what? I really want this for Ryan Day. If there's any coach who deserves this more in terms of the climb he's had to make to get to where he is today, is Ryan Day. Like just the torment, the harassment literally of his family. And I hate to say this, by the lunatic fringe of our fan base.
Yeah.
And also the Michigan, we're not going to let Michigan get away with this. The Michigan fan base as well, because when that bogus story about his brother and him, the PI for him and stuff, they got death threats as well. So literally this Michigan program has dragged his name through the mud. And it's just, so he's getting it from both sides. He's quieted down the Buckeye faithful for now with that national championship run.
Yeah.
And just like, I just really want this for Day.
I do too, man. I do too.
Yeah.
That pit in my stomach has reemerged for sure, man. I want it for Day and the Buckeyes as well, man.
And I think that the players love him. They love being there. They brought into brotherhood. They brought into Ryan Day's culture. I think they're gonna deliver for him.
Yeah. You know me in history, I got to throw this in here before we jump off. I think one more point I want to make as well, but Ohio State has had some losing streaks and some bad periods and some bad decades versus Michigan, of course. The 90s that stick out the most. But they have not lost 5 in a row to the Wolverines since the 1920s. 1922 that started, going to 27 where they lost 6 in a row. We cannot allow that them to continue the streak to get to 5. I don't want to see it, man. I don't know how I would react if Ohio State loses to Michigan. It probably would not be pretty. I would have to delete social media so I could resist posting on there, because I would flame post, but I don't want to do that. Julian's saying, man, is he going to eat? Is he going to step up to the challenge? Because the reason I ask you that, this game makes players crumble, but it also creates legends. Which one is saying is going to be at 4:00 on Saturday? Or is it somewhere in the middle?
You know, I feel like Julian Sayin is the quarterback that Ryan Day has been waiting for since CJ Stroud. I think he's a better version of CJ Stroud. Hey, you know what? You know what? Howie, enjoy the snow, cold, and wind. You act like Ohio State has not been in a really cold playoff game when they went against Tennessee. So you know what? They will enjoy the cold. They will enjoy the snow. It was a lot colder than what it's going to be on Saturday. But
maybe we'll bust out some dilly bars like Minnesota's former coach Tracy Claeys, just to prove a point. But one other thing, and it's so interesting he brought that up, because that was literally the last thing that I wanted to discuss. He said, oh shoot, where was his comment here? Oh yeah. He said, only natties matter, true lies. I want to talk about that before we jump off, Rob.
Yeah,
I had a discussion with Wolverine fans 2 weeks ago at a watch party for the Michigan Northwestern game. Excuse me. And we got into that discussion. Now, for me and you, we know that national title is the ultimate prize. Does it stick in my craw that Michigan beat us? Absolutely. Does it stick in my craw that I had to listen to Smack Talk all year despite being national champions? Absolutely. Did I throw it back? Oh, you bet. Now, if we win the title again and lose to Michigan, again, say that happens. Say the unthinkable happens.
Yeah.
You're going to be satisfied, aren't you?
I'm going to be satisfied. It sucks that we lost to Michigan, but, again, back-to-back national champs. You know what? Here's the thing.
He is
the only two people who are forever talking about this game no matter what is Michigan fans and Ohio State fans. Outside of that, nobody gives a damn about this game. Nobody gives a damn about this game. You know what everyone's going to be talking about? You know what everyone's going to be talking about? Who's going to hoist that trophy the last week of January? That's what they're going to be talking about.
That's what's going to be remembered.
That's what Alabama's remembered for. Do you think they're remembered? Do you think they're remembered for losing to Auburn in 2017? No,
only by Auburn fans.
Yeah, only by Auburn fans. But other than that, they hoisted that trophy at the end of the season. When the season all said and done, they were the national champs. So you know what? Lose them. Even if Ryan Day decides, hey, you know what? I want to win multiple natties here. We have a chance to go back to back. I want my players healthy and ready. Don't want to risk it. And he forgoes this game. Yeah. I trust Ryan Day with this. I think he will be a coach who's going to win multiple natties at this program.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Again, this team, we'll see. We'll see Saturday. This team may not be built to beat Michigan. And I hate to say that because I really want to beat Michigan, but they are definitely built to win natties.
Yep.
Definitely built.
They're built to compete with the SEC. Formerly Clemson, we know they've fallen off a cliff and they're not relevant on the national scene anymore. One last thing I want to bring up before we jump off this live, unless you want to keep going, of course. That's up to you. But
I want to bring something up too.
All right, you go, and then I'll bring up my topic.
All right. We have not addressed one big thing that needs changed.
What's that?
During this game, and a lot of rotation, and that's the right guard.
Yeah.
The right guard, man. We're talking about Shabola.
Prepare yourself because he's going to be the starter. Be ready. It might not be pretty. He got almost every snap at right guard versus Rutgers last week.
Wait, is he a senior?
Yep, 5th-year senior.
Okay, how do we know it's not because it's senior day? I mean, dude, freaking, what's his Aldoff, whatever his name is, got snaps as well. I think they're just trying to honor the seniors, dude. I mean, we saw a walk-on get a majority of the snaps at wide receiver.
We did. We sure did. We saw Gabe Van Sickle when he played, man. We could run to the right side. That's something we can't do when Shabola is in the contest. We just can't do it. We can't run to that side. Daniels is great at pass blocking. He's also not great at run blocking. I would have liked to see Padilla in there, but he hasn't been healthy yet. It is a frustrating thing because Shabola, despite being a 5-star coming to Ohio State, he is absolutely disappointed. And like I said, we cannot run behind him. And I'm not certain why he's still starting. I'm not here to tarnish a player. I'm not here to trash a player. I just don't understand. I don't get it.
Yeah, if you want to win this game, you need your best players on the field. Again, if Ryan Day decides, like, hey, Tate's not ready, JJ's not ready, we need to think about the bigger picture. We need to think that, okay, we lose this game or we win this game. There's a chance we play 4 games. It's going to be a long season. Again, this team has a chance to go back to back. They'll be the first
Mm-hmm.
team in the Big Ten to go back-to-back since Michigan State in the 60s. That's
Yeah.
quite the drought, and Ohio State is in the best position to do it.
Buckeyes have never done it, man. We've never ever won back-to-back national championships, and that's at stake. That's still on the table for the Buckeyes. Clearly, one last thing I did want to bring up, man. We've seen Michigan come to our stadium twice now, in 22 and 24, the last two trips. Come to midfield and try and rub it in and hoist the flag and plant the flag. I will be so irate if I see an Ohio State flag. Say the Buckeyes get the victory on Saturday. I will be pissed. I'll get over it, but I'll be pissed that we stoop to their level.
You know what? Here's the thing. Teams who do that, they still don't know what it feels like to win, even though Michigan has won 4 in a row. They don't know how to win. They
Act
just
like
don't.
you've been there before.
Yeah, act like you've been there. They've been there, but they still don't know how to act. So it's kind of like, you know what, man? If Ohio State does it, it's because they just don't give a damn. They just don't.
They're not worried about the repercussions, I guess.
We don't care about your
think
feelings. What you did last season was despicable.
Despicable, man. It was disgusting to see the fight and the brawl break out, man. I had actually turned it off. I called my dad to vent. And he said, they're fighting. They're fighting. I said, are you serious? So I turned it back on and caught the end of the mayhem. But hopefully nothing like that happens again this year. I don't think anything will. I think both coaches are going to be on a high alert with regards to a brawl and a fight and any kind of slap to the face or whatever. Now, we've seen that. Remember the Dontre Wilson when he got attacked by 5 Michigan players?
He got ejected too.
The Marcus Hall double bird ejection.
Yeah, 2 players.
There was another one, Cam Brown, I think it was. He got tripped up in the end zone and his foot was held onto. Then 5 Michigan players came rushing towards him and he held his ground. David Boston versus Charles. We've seen this stuff on the field, but it's never escalated to that. And I hope it doesn't escalate to that on Saturday again.
Yeah.
That would tarnish the rivalry. If that's what it becomes, back-to-back years of brawl, I don't see it happening at all. But
yeah,
I'm just saying.
So Cliff said, do you remember when the Buckeyes tore down the M Club banner at Michigan State before the game started?
1973.
That was such a long time ago. Like
Woody.
Yeah. So
totally orchestrated, totally planned before the game. That's what the flag plantings reminded me of.
Yeah.
Mark Williams chiming in here at 8:00. He says Ohio State wins Saturday. Ryan Day is different since last year's loss. And Rob, I'll give credit to you. You've been saying that all off season.
Yeah.
You have been. You've been preaching that.
Yeah. So Ryan Day knows what he needs to do. Use the All-American wide receivers. Michigan is not in the same tier as Ohio State this season. Come on. Again, like there's no football reason.
Factual.
There's no football reason why other than the run game. If they can execute the run game, there's a chance that they win.
You're absolutely right, man. Hopefully Down, Styles, and Reese can shut that down and our D-line get that penetration like we've seen with McDonald all season.
But again, I feel like Michigan fans are just overlooking this Ohio State defensive line who is 2nd ranked in the country.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, I got nothing.
That's what I got too, man. The anticipation is building. The knot has returned to my stomach. I do not want to lose to this squad, man. Let's go to the big house, take care of business, take back the rivalry, end the streak in Ann Arbor, clear out the big house, do what you came to do, play your ball, and win the game, man. Go to Indy undefeated.
For Ryan Day, man. For Ryan Day.
Do it for Day. Do it for Day. That's to do it for this one, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go Bucks and God bless. We'll see you on the next one. Cannot wait for Saturday. Gonna be awesome.
Oh, wait.
We'll see you. I-O.